this is a half an hour where members of this committee can ask questions of the Metro Mayor. So can I turn this section of the meeting over to members of the committee and ask whether anyone who would like to ask Metro Mayor the first question? Cllr Wells.
Thank you, Chair, and thanks, Mayor, for attending today. I have to start the question on bus franchising with a brief history lesson. The WECA's bus strategy published in 2020 promised to investigate franchising as part of an operational framework to be published in 2022-23. That didn't happen. In September 2023, the Mayor met with Andy Burnham and issued a statement saying that his staff will be preparing a detailed report on bus franchising to be published in early 24. In March 2024 at committee, the Mayor answered to a member of the public saying that a report on bus franchising would be coming very soon. In May 2024, at the Bristol local elections, bus franchising formed part of the manifestos of the three biggest parties in the city. In June and July 2024, bus franchising formed part of Labour's national manifesto and a key part of their pledges to the country. Now we have a report coming to committee which is 8 pages long and says effectively nothing at all other than agreeing that bus franchising alongside some other options is something that we should do another study on, and we won't see the outcomes of that study until financial year 2025, so at least another 9 months before the public get to see any outcomes. So my question to the Mayor is, what have you and your combined authority been doing in all that time when you say you've been working on bus franchising where actually we don't see anything at all?
Thanks very much, Toby. Appreciate that. Well, look, I'm always very guarded and careful about these things, and I've always talked about 2024 as a year. It will happen sometime this year that the report will come through. But I've never ducked the fact that I don't think franchising is a silver bullet, and I notice other people are saying that too as we look into this and have the discussions both in the media and elsewhere. So I anticipate that the report will come through this year, as I indicated. I think officers got a little bit overambitious and said early in 2024. They shouldn't have said that because it was never going to be possible to do it that quickly, frankly. And I think we will need to have fuller reports because we have particularly unique challenges in our region. You will have heard me perhaps talk about some of these things already, about we don't have an income stream, which is hugely important. We will require huge investment from unitary authorities, and the local unitary authorities currently are not increasing the bus levy, frozen it, because they say they're under such difficulty. So that doesn't bode well for the huge investment in comparison that will be required for franchising from local councils. And similarly from national government, we need to know what's going to happen nationally in terms of providing resource, because as you may be familiar, Toby, Greater Manchester got quite a lot of money in order to do what they're doing and carrying on with, and that's great for them. But what we have to do is make sure that whatever we get is great for us. So there's a lot of things we have to do. We also don't have a transport executive, which we need to have. It's an essential requirement to have franchising. So even on the legal front, we are not in the place where we yet need to be. So it is complicated. Look, I'd love to have done this report the year before last, never mind this year. It would have been great to do that. But as we've done preliminary investigations, what we've discovered is that it's very complicated, very intense. We need to take into account whatever it is the new government is going to say. And obviously that's not yet clear either. So there are a whole lot of things. So we're going to have this report later this year, and we'll have a further report next year because we're going to have one to take into account all the variables that are not yet clear. Okay, thank you. Good question.
I apologise. Thank you, Councillor Wells. Do you have any follow-up questions?
Based on the fact that preliminary work has been done, could that work be made available to the Scrutiny Committee for oversight?
I have no problem to any work that we do being made available to you guys. That's okay by me.